What is going on, my peeps? Your boy Versatile is back with another video, back here to discuss a brand new router that I just got today. And yes, that is the Nighthawk AX12, also known as the AX6000, also known as the AX120. Yes, this allows for up to 30, well, not up to, but at least 30 plus devices to be able to run on this router alone and maintain consistency and reliability across all your data throughput. That 12 means 12 data streams of data, of course, that allows up to 6 gigabits per second. And all that is provided through, you see those wings there? Yes, through those wings, there's a total of 8 antennas, 4 in each antenna, strong, that provides such throughput. Now, this is a Wi-Fi 6 router, which is why I got it, and I want to future-proof the home. This is a very, very cool router. One downside is, I guess, 1.5. One's not as big of a deal as the other. This is kind of expensive. That is a big deal. This router runs $400, which isn't as bad as the AX12 Tri-Band, which runs $600, but Amazon is running a $100 off deal on that, so that's $500 there. But this is $400. The link will be down in the description. So it's expensive, and it's kind of big, as you guys will see through the B-roll. This looks like Darth Vader's transport, his personal transport, when the wings fold, you know, upwards. That's what this looks like. But aside from that, I actually like the design. I like that it does kind of have that Star Wars-y theme to it. But aside from that, what are the capabilities I find that I like about that? Well, as you see on the box here, 5 gigabits per second Ethernet port for faster wired connectivity. So on the back, you will see, I thought that, yeah, they do. On the back, you'll see there's a port for your internet, there's a port for the multi-gig, and there's a port for the 5 gigabit port. And then you have 4 ports, 2 of which can be aggregated to make up to 2 gigabits per second if your network allows for it. So what this helped me realize is my network is good, but of course can be better. So I'm definitely going to be checking with my internet service provider to see if I can improve that. But outside of that, what else does this have? This has a AX optimized powered processor. So this is the thing that allows for the Wi-Fi 6 to really come in handy for this. And if your devices that are connected to this do not have Wi-Fi 6, sorry about that, then it is backwards compatible to the previous Wi-Fi standards, such as 802.11a, b, g, n, and ac. Wi-Fi 6 is 802.11ax, and that's where the fun of this comes in. My Galaxy S20 supports it, and I think my wife's iPhone 11 does. I'm not 100% certain now I think about it. And my tablet, surprisingly enough, I don't think supports Wi-Fi 6. A lot of people thought the Galaxy Tablet 6 did support Wi-Fi 6, but apparently it may not. The reason why I know the Galaxy S20 does is because, of course, it's 2020, so 2020 devices 99% of the way will. But the Wi-Fi icon now at the top of the phone has a 6 indicator next to the Wi-Fi icon. So that's how I know it's on Wi-Fi 6, whereas my Galaxy Tab S6 does not showcase that yet. Now, I thought maybe it's because it's on Android 9 still, and maybe that's an Android 10 or One UI 2.1 feature. But we'll see when I get that update. But as of right now, I don't think the Tablet 6 is actually optimized for Wi-Fi 6. Now, what sets Wi-Fi 6 apart from the regular Wi-Fi 5 and 4 and down the chain standards? Well, it offers a feature called OFDMA, or in other words, orthogonal frequency multiplier access. And what that means is it's allowed to be able to stream data to multiple devices simultaneously via those high-powered antennas. And so basically what that means is it's going to allow more bandwidth for each device. So now you can have multiple devices. That's why you can have like 30 plus devices on here. You can have multiple devices actually stream data at the same time and still maintain quality and consistency of that stream, whether you're doing 4K gaming and 4K streaming a video, or gaming, or if other devices or wild devices are doing regular internet surfing, web browsing, maybe uploading pictures and stuff like that, which also means we should get optimized upload times when we're uploading video to YouTube. And so that's what this really helps us with. One of the other things I like is that it has more maximized range. So those 8 antennas also allow for extended wireless coverage, and it also allows for the I think it's crosstalk between devices. So it's like up to 4 devices or something like that can actually stream data to each other at the same time. So that's the other nice part about that as well. The other nice part about it is this box looks very, very nice. Like, I really dig how this box looks from top to bottom, from side to side. This is really nice. And that processor I was talking about, the 64-bit 2.2 gigahertz quad core processor. So most of them that I've seen out there, especially with ASUS's ROG Rapture routers, have 1.8 gigahertz processors, and that's not what actually pushed me in this direction, because I almost got it. It was a Wi-Fi 6. I think the most expensive one ASUS has, I think, ran like 500, and I wasn't trying to spend that. So what I wanted to do with this was future-proof the home and make sure that even 4, 5, 6 years from now, I still can rock with this router successfully and not have any issues. That's one of the things I wanted to do here with this, and that's what this allows me to do. I get good connectivity, I get reliable connectivity, and I get consistent connectivity. There's features within the web browser login that allows you to turn off certain features, and here's one feature right here, and you'll see it down at the bottom here. It says 20/40 megahertz coexistence. You want to turn that off, because now all devices will actually run at their maximized speeds. That 20 to 40 actually kind of breaks that down, so that way it kind of leaves bandwidth for I think it's something like that. But basically, if you turn that off, it will actually allow your devices to run faster than if you left that feature checked. So turn that off for sure. And then there's another feature that I actually turned off because I actually have to kind of go about it another way. You have to have all your devices turned off except for the one that you have on that you're testing, and it's the quality of stream feature. And when you have that on, you can test your speed, and then I don't want to say aggregate, but you can actually basically set or prioritize different devices you have on your internet to actually run accordingly up to that amount that you have specified. And so that's also dope. And then it's voice control by Amazon Alexa and the Google Assistant, so you can control your Netgear Wi-Fi network with simple voice commands. Now, the other nice part about Netgear and this Wi-Fi router in particular is the fact that it was super easy to set up. Like, this thing, guys, it was super easy to set up. I literally set this up in, like, outside of the web browsing part, I set it up in about 5-10 minutes, and it's through the Nighthawk app. And so as you guys can see here, it's very simple. It's got it's about 8 different little categories you can select from. What I advise you to do is, before you get real happy setting up all your devices on the router, as soon as you open the Nighthawk router app, hit the corner settings in the top left, go to settings, and then go to router settings and check for firmware update. Update the firmware on your router first, that way that eliminates any potential problems. Then once it reboots, start connecting all your devices. And what you can also do is actually basically back route all your previous Wi-Fi stuff, your SSIDs and stuff like that. You can actually reset those, and then all your devices will connect back to those with no problem. So you can actually do that as well with this router, which is very nice. And that's what I did majority. I had to do a little bit of tweaking of passwords and stuff like that. This has WPA3, which allows for enhanced security protection and encryption. And then you do have to switch that on both bands, on the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz band. You got to go and switch to that. In box and standard is WPA2, but you have to go and switch it to WPA3. Keep in mind, when you're doing a lot of switching of little stuff like that, including when you're on the web browser, like when you go to change like your channels and stuff like that, which I would advise you to probably leave it on channel 36, because most likely that's going to be your best channel anyway. It's going to basically like reset the router, so don't be alarmed when your devices fall off. And actually, it takes about I want to say 2 to 3 minutes before all your devices, or your primary device that you're using to configure your router, don't be alarmed if that happens, but that will happen once you set it up. Now, I think I saw Wi-Fi drop once or twice, but again, I just got the router and I was setting it up and kind of tweaking things here and there. And the only device I really noticed it dropped off of was the Galaxy S20. It didn't really drop off on the Galaxy Tab S6 during those 1 or 2 times that I noticed, but the wired connectivity was a-okay. My PlayStation 4 Pro was getting like 100 up and like 3 or 4 down. I'm not surprised that the down is 100 down and 3 or 4 up. That's what my speeds were for my PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm not surprised that the upload speeds are so low. I saw one guy on YouTube who had this router. He was talking about, or he showed that he was getting like almost a gig down, but he was only getting like 36 up, which is still amazing and great. But you see the discrepancy in upload versus download speed. So the rest of my devices didn't really see much of a change in terms of speed or connectivity, which is why I said I noticed that it's not the router that I had previously that may have limited or bottlenecked my service. That actually isn't the problem. It was bottlenecking of the bandwidth. And so now with this, I shouldn't have any issues with bandwidth anymore. This should actually help me a lot with bandwidth in terms of all my devices. We have at least 10 devices that connect regularly. And now that I can actually segregate devices I don't really care for that much to be on the 2.4 gigahertz network, and I can actually kind of turn that into my guest network. I can put on my Wi-Fi 6 and other more prioritized devices on 5 gigahertz, on the 5 gigahertz band, and actually kind of help that way to control bandwidth and actually be good to go that way. So that I'm actually very excited for. And I've been running it since, I want to say since 3 o'clock, almost 12 hours. And ever since I stopped playing with it, for sure, I haven't seen any issues. My wife's iPhone may have had an issue here or there, and in the app it shows that the iPhone has actually got low signal quality, but she seems like she just hasn't had any issues with the internet. I haven't had any issues on the Galaxy S20 or the Tab S6, and the wired connections have been flawless. Even when the router was resetting, when I was changing some of the wireless settings, the wired connection stayed consistent, didn't have no issues. I was actually watching YouTube the whole time. So I've been able to stream Hulu or YouTube while being on my phone and tablet and my wife's phone and my laptop being hooked up to the internet as well as I think my Vizio bar was actually connected to the Wi-Fi as well, and have had no issues. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to see with this, and going outside, testing it, and being in my room. I've also noticed that I don't have any dead spots. I actually have connection and I don't have any issues. So that's one of the things I'm very proud of. I might even try Wi-Fi calling now on my phone to see if that actually works. But I think Wi-Fi calling is just dumb, period. But I'll even try that and see if that works out now that we have a much better router in the house that will be here for times to come. But I thought I'll bring you to this video. I actually shot this video. All that B-roll was my initial video, and I was just all over the place because I was so excited to want to just get to it and set it up that I needed to sit down and actually concentrate everything that I wanted to say right here. So hopefully you guys appreciate and enjoyed it, and came out with learning something about some routers, or about this router in particular. In terms of, there wasn't really anything I had to display for my data speeds because they all relatively stayed the same. There wasn't really any fluctuations or changes there. I mean, I would say the fluctuations were better than worse, except for the upload. That always bounces. So far though, I've stayed consistent at 5 megabits upload. So that has been great, and hopefully that will actually improve or get better as the router settles in, or tweaking some more settings. But again, let me know down in the comments below, have you used any Netgear routers before? Have you contemplated this one? Have you used Asus's ROG Rapture routers? Let me know down in the comments below. With your boy Versatile signing out, and until the next video, wait for it.